going to be banned. That Kennen removed once again, as well as the Ashe.
Okay, S14 as well. So AL showing at least here in this game they're not willing to first pick it. So what is it going to be? Is it going to be Ezreal, Rumble banned away, other ADs as well, junglers still up, Tristana, Lucian is going to be the first pick here. So let's see where AL decide to go with this. I wonder if this is going to end up... In my head, for some reason, I've just got the fact that, are we just going to see Croco go to some of that Ivor really weirdly? Whenever I think of Lucian mids right now, I know it's a bit of a curveball, but that's what I've got in my head. We'll see what exactly the Lucian will end up being overall, whether it's Hope or Shanks. As top esports, I mean, Renekton first pick, Ezreal's up, they want it. Tian's got pick of the litter jungle pool right now because there hasn't been a single jungle ban either, so really is top esports as well right now with this second rotation. It really depends on what they prioritize the most, and it will be that Ezreal.
So, JackeyLove and 369, both with strong laners for themselves. I do wonder if AL will change tack towards that top side. I mean, Cassandra is up and available if they want Ala to go for that. I wouldn't mind Ala going for something a little more aggressive in that top lane. Kennen banned away. I mean, Jax could be an option. Jayce being hovered here.
Okay. Now, mind you, this was banned in the second rotation last game against AL. Once top esports had that Renekton locked in. So this is obviously something that, you know, Ala wants to play here into 369, into the Renekton. That top esports had information on it. And Croco will go back to that LIllia. I don't think there was any issues with the pick itself. Just again, couldn't find any setup. And now we're kind of starting to dip into AL's composition, maybe being a little bit touch and go in terms of like, it's looking kind of more towards poke and fishing through, you know, the shock blast, culling, and then of course look at the sleeps. Unless they can find a really strong source of engage through the bottom side of the map, a bit more setup. For now the top esports go towards that Tristana. So again, you know, solo lanes, AD sorted out. They just need a little bit of magic damage. I imagine AL after game 1 are going to remove away this Maokai. I think that was a very problematic pick for them to have to deal with. I think that it pushed them into very awkward positions for fights, and it really disabled their ability to proactively fish with what proactivity tools they did have. Because they did have them in game 1. We just never really got to see them used because of things like Maokai pulling the trigger super early on.
So the Zyra is still going to be respected from Tian. Last time around, I believe it was Ivan Zyra with the 2 bans. So plants nonetheless, whether it's the Maokai, whether it's the Ivan, we've got to get rid of the plants. We'll see.
We hate trees.
We really do. We really do. It is weird how they all seem to go well with AD solo lanes, though. Just plant junglers, man. Zig's going to be taken away from Hope. We mentioned it being one of his preferred AD carries down in the bottom side. I mean, all of the artillery AD carries are gone with the AP carries from the Ziggs. The Ashe has been taken away from him. No misfortune either. Varus would be up if Hope wants to move that direction, but we'll have to wait and see. And back to this ban. In fact, it's going to be Karma.
What is that signaling here?
Do you know what they're saying? Just take it, tree jungle. Like, you're going to get one of the 2 trees anyway. Like, what's the point? Let's just give a better bot lane.
I'm really wondering what is signaling because I'm a little bit lost for words on the Karma. Obviously, Karma Ezreal very, you know, long-standing duo bot lane. Very
it could be Renata.
What have you got?
It could be Renata Kalista, right? We've seen a little bit of Kalista Renata.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a really good shout, Joe, yeah. And I mean, this hover is going to... Great call, Joe. Fantastic call. And I mean, it was one of the calls that we made as we were coming into this game. And they didn't play it too long ago either. I want to say either a series or 2 ago. So, yeah. This is going to be AL trying to smash this bottom lane. And that's what that Karma ban is there for. So, what top esports going to do? Poppy, I mean, it's... Kalista doesn't get to play the game. If you press W on top of her for a second and a half, she can't right-click.
Yeah, Meiko's just like, you know what? Different game, same thing, who cares? I'm just slapping Poppy again. It's so good against the Kalista. It's pretty good against the Lucian. Decent against the LIllia. I mean, it's good against Jayce as well. I feel like it's a pretty solid angle for the Poppy. But aggression for AL, that's what we asked for, and that's what we have received. Ala with a lane that he can win. Hope and Kael with a lane that they can win. Let's see if AL with a bit more early presence can actually contend with top esports.
Yeah, no. It's all about how Top Esports can deal with this 2v2 on the bottom side. I feel like for them overall, the composition, like you said, you mentioned it for Meiko, it's, same stuff, different day. I feel like for the composition as a whole for Top Esports, see it in.
And
I don't think this would be a horrible one for it.
Honestly, Top Esports are quite happy to play in a lane swap. Anyway, let's have some JOs. The LGD gyros come through, as they always do. You can see that the energy in the arena today is fun energy from the fans. As JackeyLove going to look for a cheeky little cue before the lane starts. And, I almost missed the gyros because I was too intrigued by the conversation. However, we will not be seeing a lane swap here. Meiko going to try and clear this ward, but hoping they'll look to defend it, and we'll be able to do so.
Indeed, that's really big for the 2v2. Kael? Yeah.
This is going on. This is going on. Shanks is moving over. Meiko's low as hope is chunked, but he's played long enough and he gets a slow onto Meiko. Can Shanks finish the job? Flash from Kael. One more auto finishes it, and Shanks gets first blood. JackeyLove now looks to extend the trade, but he's 2v1.
I love this region. My region. Creme. he's gonna be able to have a free lane for a good couple of seconds here. A melee minion will be missed, but I mean, at the end of the day, Shanks got first blood. He's probably not too peeved about this at all. Let's see what it actually means for the lane.
I feel like we've seen it a couple of times now in this series. AL doing a good job of reading Top Esports. They're like, look, JackeyLove and Meiko extend this trade. They go for more. Shanks moves down and punishes. So many times in the previous game we saw 369, but Hope has to flash away. JackeyLove's low on HP, but Hope can't really get back in the action. And Meiko survives. They turn it back around.
Oh my goodness me. Blood for the Blood God bottom lane going on right here. They've got a freeze. JackeyLove's going to thin it out a little bit on his way out, so he's going to look for a reset. They're thinking Hope's gone back to base. He gets level 2, a little bit of extra HP, and he's not going to show until he feels confident that JackeyLove and Meiko have gone back to base. Now he will. JackeyLove and Meiko are in base, so he can... Look, man, a hope and a dream. See what I did there? He's going to have to crash anyway.
He will. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, gets the crash. There's a cannon to soak it, so I think JackeyLove gets most of this.
He gets most of it. Yeah, he gets most of it.
Okay, weird start. Yeah, I think he's maybe, I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. No, cannon's gone. But either way, I mean, he's going to be just about even in CS. Or is he? This is one there. Shanks now trading in the mid lane as Kael looks for an opportunity there. We kind of need to just reset, take another look at this game, because that was a crazy start to things. I mean, winning lanes in theory, bottom top in the draft, and the Lucian does well in the mid lane as well. But can it work out with the action that's happened already? Top Esports trying to challenge that statement.
Yeah, exactly. And, again, we asked for more proactive lanes out of anyone's legend, and we've definitely gotten that. Arla getting the better end, I suppose, immediate of these trades. He's looking for a reset, clearing out this wave.
Those are not good stats. Oh my lord. 2 and 7 top lane, 5 and 11 mid lane. Jayce has not had a good year in the LPL. I trust Arla though. His statistics are positive. He's got about 60% win rate on the champion over the years. And he's got plenty of play. I think he's played about 20 odd games on the pick years, so he'll be comfortable, I'm sure, in the matchup. Let's see if 369 can punish him. 369 putting the Renekton again twice in a row here. A player that sort of built a reputation for playing tanks over the last few years, but realistically, if you go far enough back, this guy's a carry player. I think all top laners in the LPL are fundamentally carry players deep down.
It's the natural cycle, Joe, of top lane prospects come in, they're playing Camille, Fiora, Jax, and then they get reality checked, and all of a sudden it's on. It's Maokai, Renekton.
Kissante.
No good fun. Kissante now. You're in new seasons, boys.
It's miserable. Take me back. Take me back. Give me carry matchups. To be fair, we've got Renekton versus Jayce. I don't know why I'm complaining this game. Why did I pick this game to complain about top lane matchups? This is a great matchup. It's a very quiet early game considering the draft. But I think a lot of that might just change in a minute's time when these grubs spawn onto the map. Tian already on that top side. Is Ala doing a good job of maintaining his presence in these trades?
He is. And despite coming back with no combat stats, just speed and a tier, he's still going toe-to-toe here with this Renekton early on. 369 also going towards that defensive early buy inside of the plated steel caps. He's got level 6 here. Takes tower trade, but still probably pretty happy at that trade. And also, very important to note, Renekton Jayce, rather Renekton Maokai very easily can dive a Jayce. If the trades keep on looking very volatile like this, it can very easily happen. So Arla's got to be careful. Croco's got to look to cover him every now and again on waves where it looks like it's going to crash. There's again, extended look up at that top side. And staying on theme at top side, grubs. Grubs are up. A little bit of a window of prio here for 369 and a lot of pressure towards Arla. As also a roam up from Meiko signals that they want these grubs. But a little bit of prio is lacking here in the mid lane.
Kael's moved over as well. It's a 4v4 for the grubs if Top Esports do decide to commit, but with Tian moving down, I think Top Esports realise this one is not their fight. They move over to trade for the Drake instead. So, good presence from AL, not allowing Top Esports to have their cake and eat it, as it were, as we often see. You know, I mentioned Top Esports love to get both, love to not trade. Forced to trade this time around.
Yeah, and I feel like this is going to be really nice, getting the grubs for side laning here. I feel like AL, they're not going to want to often group up here, 5 versus 5. Why are we getting a pip of the... Okay, that's why Arla's full HP. Thanks, observers. He got the plants, you would have guessed. There's that dragon, finally being taken down for Top Esports. They get the first one. Next one's Hex Tech, so we won't have Cloud or Hex Tech Soul. But like you say, yeah, no cake and eating it too. But I want to see AL now.
Okay, here we go.
Eventually, either get this 2v2 going, and Croco's here signaling that they want to.
Handshake, flashed away from. Meiko survives it. But AL, try and make something happen. Swirl Seed. JackeyLove picked the right side off the tower to go around, and the right side was in fact the left side. Will survive thanks to that. Croco sticking around in this bottom lane though. He's not left like he pretended. And 369 keeps on getting these good trades. He's meant to be holding him at arm's range. It's not happening. Double sleep comes on through. Croco taking the tower, gets out of range. True shot barrage goes slightly wide, but Croco knocked back under the bailout. Oh. Not quite in time. Hope now on the wrong side of the play. Shanks moves up to try and protect his AD carry, but the sapling slows it. And Creme, they're all there to be picked off one by one. Creme even gets up, but Shanks punishes. And now in a 2v1, JackeyLove has barrier. He's been baited in, and Shanks falls too.
And even at the end there for Shanks, that feels so bad. We don't get to really see the full effect of it, but the vision is completely blocking his ability to trade back onto JackeyLove. That feels so bad. Hopefully the observers toggle it on the end, but listen, look at the dive. It's very forced from AL. It's very, it's through the front door, to say the very least. Croco doesn't get stunned up underneath the wall, tower by Meiko, rather, and the bailout just a frame short of being able to revive him as Shanks and Hope get that kill. But then look at this, the sapling slows down Shanks and Hope. Creme's here on 3 members. Buster Shot gets 1. Explosive Charge and a Rocket Jump gets the 2nd. The flash out from Creme. But then I hope we get the vision toggle. Look at this for Shanks, because he just can't trade back once he steps out of this bush, even after the auto attack. It's so frustrating on his part. And the kill goes over to JackeyLove.
Yeah. And I think even if he can hit, I'm not sure he's got the damage to finish the job there, but either way, well played by Top Esports. This is a team that you think you want to take fisticuffs with this squad. They were born in the fisticuffs, raised by them. Doesn't quite make sense, but I'm referencing Batman whether you like it or not. AL sent 3 bot lane to try and grab a first tower of the game, and Top Esports, they've got a lot of players on the top side of the map. Shanks suddenly could be in trouble. Meiko is behind the mid lane tower. Croco isn't that far away, but he's not close enough either. Shanks will fall, and Top Esports, they find the answer again.
They do. Grubs are up in 40 seconds, so they'll have a little bit of time here to set up on that top side. They've got the resources too. And just a nice little additional pick goes over to Creme. And Top Esports continuing to look proactive here. Gold dead even, despite there being 9 kills in 10 minutes. Kind of let the plate die here, Creme.
Yeah, I feel like
picked up that bit of gold.
We started with like 5 minutes of nothing into suddenly plays every single second. Meiko, just beautiful bit of poppy play again. You can see why they like this pick, and maybe this is going to be a pick that I wonder if this will be a Meiko pocket pick or if this is just suddenly the new meta. Maybe this is the rest of playoffs now. Shanks gets the bomb on, but with his support and jungle in the area, he'll be okay. 3 grubs already for AL. They want a little bit more as Tian tries to make a play onto Hope, but with a TP coming on through, that'll be AL securing themselves 6 grubs. Nothing Tian can do about it. Very, very nice win for AL. A much needed win considering how that first game ended up going. Objective control early really is the name of things with this kind of draft.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I also additionally want to add, because it kind of happened off screen, AL did pick up first tower on that bottom side. Whilst that mid lane play was going on, Top Esports play mid was the reaction to the 3 members bot poking out 369, just in case he did miss it. And that's led us to Ala having that Eclipse already 11 minutes into the game. So he is very, very strong and very much ahead of 369 right now. Having to go Ninja Tabby first, it's going to delay his first time by a long, long while. And Eclipse, I mean, Jayce might as well should be full build as far as the 1v1 is concerned for the immediate future.
Items don't really impact the matchup that much from this point. Jayce just does a lot of damage from a long way away, and there's a whole lot Croco can do about it. JackeyLove grabbing another plate in this top side. He's, you know, in terms of like kills, it looks like he's really far ahead. He's only 200 gold ahead because of the plates that went down on that bottom side with Ala overloading. But Tian has moved up to the top lane to make sure that JackeyLove can close that gap and will be gifted over these plates. Meiko not going to be moving closer. Let's try and let JackeyLove get the plates if he can. I don't know if he really has the freedom to do so. As Tian actually caught with a handshake. Here comes Croco. Answer comes on through from AL. They want to respond to the plate, and Meiko is caught on the wrong side of the tower. The Ren stacked up. It's not quite enough though, and Croco is battered away. But there's a home run from Ala. Speaking of batting, fantastic play from AL.
Great strike there from Ala. Finds his target. Gets his kill. On the bottom side though, 369 is alone and getting some of that gold back, so feels nice I suppose, but Shanks is also getting gold here in the mid lane. And all of a sudden for AL, the game just feels so much more positive than game 1. We think about where we were in game 1 at this point in the game. It just felt already that Top Esports had a pretty firm grasp of what was going on. This time around, a lot more back and forth, different members having leads. Creme 3-1-1, JackeyLove 203. When you look towards that top side, like we said already, it's all about Jayce, all about Croco, slowly making it towards that first item ASAP. Speaking of, Croco and Co will pick up this dragon, make it one apiece, and we'll see what that soul will be and what the rift will be for the game.
So, good start from AL, honestly. 6 grubs, managed to contest one of the first 2 Drakes as well. Last time around, Top Esports were like 4,000 gold up at this point. This time, AL have managed to get an even early game in terms of gold, but with an advantage in terms of objectives. Really, really good start. Really good change from game number 1 to game number 2. We talked about the draft, you know. If AL don't win this game, it's going to be a really tough series for them. Looks like they've gone back to the drawing board after that first one and completely changed tacks, and it looks so much better. Top Esports now have to be the ones to respond. They have to be the ones to try and get involved in some of these objectives, because Croco started that Herald off, and Top Esports do want to answer and move into the river. There's only 3 of them here, but Creme will move down from the top side as well. And looks like AL are actually going to concede.
Yeah, looks like they will. Shanks could teleport back and maybe they can look for a recontest. Herald takes a while.
369 has TP and Ala doesn't. I think that's why.
Yeah, that's also another big thing. But Tian dragged himself off this Herald. Wonder if they're thinking that Ala does have TP on this timer.
I mean, he's about
That's
to.
what they're also worried about. And of course he's about to. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, Creme trying to find the 1v1 with Shanks, but here comes Croco to finish the job, even committing to sleep just to guarantee it. 500 gold. A shutdown for Croco as top esports start the Herald anyway. Lilting, Lullaby, and Culling both on cooldown. 369 in the brush.
Do they know?
Dominus ticking. He's ready to get the stun on it. Tian gets the Herald. 369 gets onto Croco. Look at the damage out from 369. He's torn AL apart. Flank from Alla as JackeyLove manages to get inside the pit, but Alla's closing the gap. JackeyLove forced to get out the backside as Shanks carrying the rest of the play. It's absolute chaos on the Rift. As now a TP, Tian heals off the walls. Alla looks to get damage onto Creme. He's in a 2v1 though as Shanks has abandoned the play. Creme puts it towards Shanks. What a play from Alla! And Tian goes down as well. Alla, that was insane!
The thundering blow, I think because of where Creme was going to land, it knocks him towards Shanks. No way. That's absolutely absurd. And it just about makes it a much more positive trade for AL. Absolutely nuts. Hope is also going to get this tier 1 on the top side too. What a crazy 2v2 to end the back of that play. And as things return to a little bit of normalcy, though I say that Meiko's closing in on Hope.
Hope gonna try and get away. Yeah, Steadfast Presence is gone. I think Hope gets out of this one. And I mean, look, we asked for a carry for Alla. We asked for a bit of proactivity. Ooh, the True Shot Barrage does hit. Won't kill him. I mean, we get it. We get it in spades from Alla. What a play. Like, give me a replay right now.
Yeah, it's going to be all the way from back here, though. They don't know where 369 is. They can assume he's teleported because he's not showing bot. And this flash over the wall onto Croco puts him super low. But then Croco gets a pretty good response. But look how much damage 369 gets out first. In the middle of all 4 members. I think an empowered Q as well. Then Alla finally shows up onto the backline. Shanks is dealing with Meiko and pushing away Tian. JackeyLove jumps out. And then the teleport eventually comes back from Creme as he respawns. The sapling slows up Shanks, but keep your eyes on Alla because he thinks he has this 1v1. Isn't expecting Tian per se to be right here, but then knocks him out of the air with the thundering blow as he's about to land behind him. So it gives Shanks the ability to step forward, get the autos in. Oh,
that was so good. What a beast.
Yeah.
Alla just completely styling on Creme there. Fantastic bit of play. And you know, we looked at the Jayce win rates today in LPL so far. It was like 2-7 top lane, like 5-11 mid or something. It's not been a good year for Jayce in the LPL. But Alla reminding everyone what this pick can do. Fantastic bit of mechanical play. And now with Drake spawning onto the map, top esports try and move their vision line forwards, but it's Alla that will be the gatekeeper.
Yep, he will. Alla shouldn't be too far away from his Muramana either. I think the component cost from where he's at is about 1,000 gold. He's had a bit of time to soak up a few waves, so
yeah,
maybe, just maybe he can get another reset in, but he hasn't got teleport, so he's probably going to remain on the map the whole time. And now top esports are dropping this Herald mid, trying to force AL to make a decision, force them all to come towards this mid lane. They might actually kill the Herald before it charges. In fact, nay, not might, they will. So that's been dealt with. And they can now move into the river first.
They made it look like child's play. They're like, Herald, I don't think so. I don't think so. They start the Drake for themselves. This will be their second at top esports. Channel recalls. They acknowledge this is not the fight for them right now. Fantastic early game from AL. Fantastic mid game has been kicking off as well. They've got themselves the lead for the first time in the series. They're 1,000 gold up. They're 2 Drakes up as well. And we'll see if they can finish things off, because top esports are not a team that are easily taken out of a game. They're still within touching distance, and you can never quite count them out.
Yeah, now this is the thing. This is obviously a very positive game state for AL. And we've spoken about, you know, both these teams being exceptionally good at closing out games when they have a lead. How big does that lead have to be for that rule to qualify? Because these 2 teams have basically been neck and neck the entire game. And they're only really apart by 1,000 gold. And when you look at the inventory, you know, itemization completions coming through, almost everyone is at parry. The biggest gap is really top as Meiko.
Meiko's core. Is the sleep going to be committed? Probably not, as Creme responds, but that's 5 players in the top lane for AL. It's a good true shot barrage, though. Hunter 4 from JackeyLove. I mean, that is the end of the play. That level of chunk across 4 players, there's nothing you can do.
No, and 369's answering down here on the bomb side, too. So this whole cross map just falls in favor of Top Esports there off the back of one ultimate from JackeyLove.
I mean, honestly, next time I go to a pub quiz, I'm taking Top Esports, because no matter what it is, they've got an answer. They just have an answer. Fantastic game so far from them. Yeah, not my best. Not my best.
Not your best.
But either way, AL, like, doing themselves proud, I think, in this second one, showing up to the series after that first game.
Shanks,
come on,
buddy,
man.
Step inside the circle. There you go.
Yeah, I was a little worried for the series after that first game. I thought it might just be a bit of a wash. But AL have stepped up. They're here to play. And we wanted an even early game so we could have a banging mid-game. Well, we've had a pretty even mid-game as well. We could well have some even 5v5s in the late stages of this game. And that is something I am all about.
Yep. So am I, JackeyLove, hit by the source, but nothing's gonna come of it. I do wonder how many times we're gonna see 5v5s though, Joe, because I think for AL, they're much happier. Meiko was almost in the position to shut down all of that. They're much happier and much more content, I feel, looking at smaller skirmishes, your 2v2s, your 2v1s, things of that nature.
Oh,
that's okay, never mind.
Double sleep, it's Meiko and JackeyLove caught, but there's no real follow-up, and his hope has to cleanse instead, as now they jump onto Creme, and he's gone immediately, curdled right before our eyes. And AL with a pick onto the enemy mid laner, they can look to Baron.
Yeah, big chunk on JackeyLove as well from Arla on the back end, so get this mid wave in. A lot of vision is already in your favor this side of the map. Go start that Baron up, pull Top Esports into you, and see what else you can find on the poke return.
I mean, Top Esports are all chunked as well. This is a really hard contest. 369, the healthiest, needs to be the one to go in and force the issue. Tian tries to get into the pit, but 369 pushed away by the hostile takeover, and Meiko could barely get out with his life. In fact, take that back, maybe. Oh, no, he can. The shot pass goes wide as well. Meiko somehow sprinted out to safety. Shanks is desperate for it, and he will be rewarded.
Eventually, does take down the Yordle with that Lucian W. They'll get this mid lane wave as well. Mid lane tower, no doubt, with the wave they've got there. Remember, 6 grubs, these towers are going to melt when there's 2 or 3 members right in front of them. Another shot blast to JackeyLove's face, just for salt in the wound. And we said this game was very close, no more than a minute ago, and that AL were probably not going to look for many 5v5s, my words exactly. And they say, screw that, Croco forces the engage, and they find an excellent pick that gives them Baron. Technically,
it wasn't a 5v5, because Creme was dead the whole time, so you were still technically correct.
Yeah. It's off the back of this knock-up here. Great pick here from Kael off the Kalista ult into immediate Q, so he just can't move. It's 100-0 inside the CC. Locket Shield can't even save him from Tian. So much burst damage.
Yeah. Creme now 4 deaths in this one. We criticise Shanks for getting caught out in the side lane. I mean, Creme just steps too far forward in the team fight. I think perhaps not expecting the face call. Maybe didn't see that. 369 has an aggressive position he's found himself in. Wants to try and find a flank onto AL through the mid lane. Tian starts the engage as here comes the Croc. Stun onto the top side of the fight, and hope will fall. The bailout not quite there in time. 369 just cuts through everyone, but Meiko's gone too deep, and 369 fell as well. Swell seed onto JackeyLove as Shanks charges on forwards, and Allah is here to finish the job. He remembers 2023, and he wants revenge on JackeyLove. 1 HP in a dream, but Shanks puts that to bed.
The hopes of AL being reinvigorated because Top Esports look for a pick and hope that they can get home. And now another wave's on its way. Shanks is going to tank some of that, but he doesn't quite have the full HP, but it's enough between the two here with grubs to break open the base, do that lasting damage, and they'll get the dragon as well. It's an absolutely massive fight that I feel like could have just been what breaks the camel's back here. I don't think Top Esports are going to have too many more chances, if any, to really come back into it. It was that one Hail Mary play, and it all goes in favor of anyone's legend.
I mean, Shanks has been phenomenal in these fights. I feel like Allah making an argument for main character himself. It looked so good to start with for TES.
It really did. I mean, this pick here onto Hope, the bailout, not reviving him either. It all looks great for top esports. And then look at Croco, because Croco gets a 3-man Q into a 3-man sleep onto everyone but JackeyLove, and they just get blown up for it. Creme then can't find the kill onto Croco because of the stasis, and Shanks gets knocked back, but that doesn't matter because Arla's the one with all of the up front burst damage here. Shock Blast even connects. It's just JackeyLove on 1 HP. Red buff from being out of combat for a second, basically, is what saved him. But he still goes down anyway from a flash forward from Shanks. And AL, we wanted a big answer.
Yeah.
Out of game 2 from them, and they have been delivering.
4,500 gold Baron play as well. They're well and truly in charge of this game now. 5k off Meiko, goes wide on his ultimate there. And you know, the Poppy I talked about, is this going to be the rest of playoffs? Is this going to be a pick we see time and time again? Game number 2, not quite as convincing as the first. The first game looked absolutely incredible, but it has been all Kael on the support side of the matchup. The hostile takeovers in these fights, the handshakes as well. Using that Fate's Call effectively to find the knockups and peel for his team. Really, really nice game on that Renata for him. I'm just so glad to see AL showing up. This is a team that I've been excited about all year. This is a team that I think a lot of people at home have been cautiously optimistic for. Exciting pieces from other previous teams uniting on this roster. And AL makes playoffs for their first time ever. And top esports is the opponent that they have to face to make it into top 4. This would be truly a storybook series if AL were able to take it, and they've shown that they can contend here in the second game.
Yeah, exactly. Blow for blow. Until it was simply blows thrown at top esports. And no answer. A minute away until Baron now, and I think that's really just going to be not only the final chance for top esports, but realistically the final play of the game. If AL do pick that Baron up, that should signify that they should be able to close out the game from this position. 3 items coming in across the board for their lane carries.
Should being the operative word there, because top esports is one of those teams. You know, they're one of those teams that you're never quite sure if you can count them out. There's always some level of magic available to them. But I've got to be honest, this is not feeling like one of those games right now to me. I've watched a lot of top esports over the years. This doesn't feel like the kind of miracle comeback game. This feels like perhaps too far behind, perhaps not enough control for them. Because it's not just Baron up in 10 seconds, it's also Mount Soul for the side of AL in 2 minutes time as well. Top esports, they've got to do something soon, and I'm not sure they've necessarily found any advantage that they haven't had previously.
Exactly. And not to already shift my mind to a game number 3, but hypothetically top esports lose this game. As they're jostling for mid lane prio, they go to blue side. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Croco! Oh, Croco!
Triple sleep to start it off, and Meiko hooked back in. Hostile takeover, and only hit onto Tian, and actually top esports, they've survived the onslaught. But have they survived healthy enough? Because Baron's going to get started now, and AL are very happy to continue fighting.
Yeah, it's 2 big ultimates, though. Turn ultimates from AL. I mean, the Baron's just gone. That's the big problem.
Tian trying to get into the pit. The shield is there, but the Baron's already gone. And Creme sent back into his own jungle. 369 wants to jump forwards. He wants to be the front line, but he's a late game Renekton, and he just ain't tanky enough. Croco now chasing onto Meiko, who's gone into no man's land. And look at this, flank TP from Ala, looking for JackeyLove, and he finds his mark once again. Ala has had a phenomenal game on the Jayce, and he ain't finished just yet as Creme falls for another, and it's the win for AL.
I don't think we're going to see Ala on this Jayce again for the rest of the night. If I was top esports, I was one of those 5 players. I think that's the information I'd be relaying to my coach. As they're onto the Nexus Towers, and they're going to even out this series.
MVP performance from Ala out of the top side, locks in Jayce. Forget on from game number 1. It's carry time for Ala. And what a game he's had for himself. We are even in this series. And AL show everyone why they cannot be underestimated.
Absolutely, and Top Esports perhaps, after what felt like a one-sided walloping in game number 1, may have just done that coming into this game number 2. But again, the adaptations that we asked for were met. More proactivity, a little bit more flair, less about reactive, and we saw less individual mistakes out of AL, and the difference shown on the Rift here in this game number 2.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal game from AL, contending that early game, contending those objectives, and turning it into a game win. That means that we have a series on our hands once again. We're going to jump into a break, and then we'll find out what happens